All right, Shalom, Makim. Well, first and foremost, before we start, we want to give all the praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chagwadash. Give ones to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well, and as always, peace and salutation, tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And we just go right into prophecy. That's the only main thing that we should be focused on. And to you brothers tuning in, hey, make sure that you constantly paying attention, man. What's going on, politically, geopolitically around the world, economic, as far as what's going on with tension in the East. These are all major things being fulfilled in prophecy. All right, prophecy is popping off with the pages, man. And that's why the scriptures tell us to, be watchful. Watch unto prayer, man. The end of all things is at hand. Watch unto prayer, because we're coming into the times of, war.
All
right,
spiritual war and eventually physical war.
Yeah.
With the brother was speaking on the East, World War III. Ukraine, Russia, NATO, UN, and definitely a spiritual fight between the flesh and the spirit, between the spiritual wickedness and high places.
Mm-hmm.
So shit's getting turned up.
If somebody can give me Ecclesiastes 3, you can read the first verse and then jump down to like the 8th verse.
There's Ecclesiastes 3. Ecclesiastes 3 and at the top it says, "To everything there's a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven."
Mm-hmm.
And this is verse 8. "A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace."
And if you evaluating, if you measuring the times, then you know exactly, what times that we actually in. Are we in a time of love? Are we in a time of peace? Are we in a time of hate and war?
Are we in a time of feasting and what's the other
one?
Mirth.
Are we in a time of mourning?
Are we in a time of the love of many waxing cold?
Because also, man, especially with everything happening right now, this is like a perfect time to be built up in the spirit, and to gather the knowledge unto yourself, because it's a lot of food on the table in the spirit. Hey, it's because brothers is doing videos every day on prophecy, and you go on any news station, and whether it's the RT, whether it's Al Jazeera, whether it's any news platform, you're gonna have news about what's happening in the Middle East. We're gonna have news about what's happening in Russia and Ukraine, about what is that, bro?
Economics.
Yeah, economics. So a prophecy is like you said, it's popping. This is the year of the turn up, man. Yeah, completely.
Straight up turning up, man. And pay attention to what America is getting himself into.
Yeah,
it's just like ancient Rome. It was all over the place, fighting all type of battles.
You see
spread too thin.
Yep.
You see the White House recently this week, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday, they backtracked on Biden's statements.
Yeah.
That he said because Esau know the smoke is coming. And they don't want it, Biden said, something about Putin and talking tough pretty
Talking
much.
shit. Yeah, man. Hey, but what's happening is the Lord, he's just putting the spirit on these rulers. Like it tells you in Proverbs 21, the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord. And like rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will.
Yeah.
So hey, he's even though we know Biden, he's come on, man. This dude, he's having cognitive malfunctions on TV, but yet he's getting he's coming out and talking major shit to the bear.
Yeah.
He's straight poking the bear, man.
Like,
but we know exactly how it's going to end.
Yeah.
The Lord's putting the spirit on him to poke the bear.
That's right. Another thing as well, when you're reading these different news articles and watching these different interviews, remember as you're reading it prophecy, because they'll tell you, for example, the United States and Iran, they're talking about another nuclear agreement, right? Another nuclear deal. But we understand, according to the scriptures,
It's gonna fall through.
exactly.
Right.
But to the general public, they'll read that and be like, "Oh, we're safe, we're good," But the scriptures say when they what? When that's just peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall fall upon them. So remember these things, remember these prophecies, as you're actually breaking down these different news articles, because it is deceiving the masses into thinking that everything is in the clear. When we clearly understand that, hey, the end goal, man.
And that's the difference. That's why Great Millstone is so heavy into prophecy, because that's what we're looking. That's it. The scriptures tell you all over. That's what you're supposed to be paying attention to. Forget what it looks like today, but where things are really going. We know where this is going. We know the end game. So we're just waiting for that end game of what the prophecy says to line up with the current events.
Exactly.
I got something like quick on show.
Come on.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2. We'll start at 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it real quick. Make it plain upon tables. It's gonna be obvious, man. And if you don't know that this is the time of the end of Esau and the beginning of Jacob, what are you paying? What are you doing? You are truly asleep and lost in the sauce spiritually. Because if you call yourself hashtag woke, you should be able to see these prophecies. Unless the Lord has blinded you from them, and that means it ain't looking too good for you when this thing finally goes down.
And what happens a lot of times is they can see shit going on, but they want to find another avenue to keep America afloat, to remain here, but be awoke. Like America is going to be destroyed. That's why they don't want to merge with their truth or what they know, their truth about Esau with the Bible, because like you said, the end game is total destruction of Babylon, and that's what a lot of these so-called woke niggas, they don't want to.
They got too much invested in
exactly. They got too much invested in Babylon, and we're here to tell you, the prophets are here to tell you that it's
not all right.
It's not all right.
They can't see no other ruler other than Esau, other heathen on top of them. Jake don't want to be in the rulership position, man.
Yeah.
Right. And they're not fit to be either. If you ain't got your mind into this book, into the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Shai, hey man, you're not fit to rule, man. Bottom line. That's why you're part of the 2/3 and will be destroyed, and the elect will be that governing body that will rule under Yahweh Shai, and King David. One more verse. In verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will come. So wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Hey, you can't put this off too much longer, man. It hasn't been more right than this situation. Everything, the wickedness is at an all-time high. War is at an all-time high. The economy's on edge at an all-time high. What was that just came out? The 100 seconds.
The
doomsday clock is at an all-time high.
You're seeing more influx of chariots.
More chariots. Random people bugging the hell out is at an all-time. Everything, man.
And why do you think that they set the doomsday clock to 100 seconds till midnight? Because it's a talk of another potential Cuban missile crisis type scenario. Cold War. Because they're deploying all type of nuclear submarines, in various places, warships. Russia talking about moving, more missiles over this way
to South America,
to Venezuela, to Cuba. And that's the Heavenly Father putting it in them to position those arrows. Because we know, according to the prophecy, what has to happen. They got to basically surround Babylon and place their target on it. But they can't, fire just yet, because there's still other things that got to be fulfilled. We're still waiting on one of the major prophecies that we constantly harp on damn near every day, the Karagma. That can come any day now. And I'm thinking, because if you're starting to notice, it's coming out that you have certain prime ministers and leaders in various countries that's starting to back off on these COVID restrictions. Esau don't do shit unless there's a purpose behind it. I'm thinking like, okay, are they doing this because people are starting to figure shit out and it's not working anymore, or they finna start the next phase.
Yeah, they're moving on to the next
They're
step.
moving on to the next step,
Which
which we all know what that next step is possibly going to be.
Yeah.
the way you set this next step is, what do? It's the same way. What does he do? He lulls you to sleep. He gives you a little bit of freedom.
Makes you think that things are going back to the normal.
Boom, drop the hammer on you.
Okay.
You know, and we can't act like he ain't throwing stuff out there as far as people getting more and more sick. You know, and if your immune system is compromised already, you on you on edge, man. You still 1 foot in the grave with the stuff this man be putting out there. We were talking last week on how heavily the skies were lined.
Yeah.
What you gonna say?
But then on the other side, his tongue is still falling upon himself. Because then he's putting out, the CDC themselves are putting out those articles saying the same shit we've been saying, man.
We be getting striked the whole time, getting videos taken down, pages taken down, just because we said the same shit they're now starting to admit.
Right. But then they're still telling you.
Go get it.
You know?
This man showing you right in your face he's the damn devil, man. You still believe him?
Yeah, they saying that the unjuiced got obviously better immunity than
You know who got it?
Yeah, of course.
This man's the devil, man. if I can get a quick precept, that's very telling.
Yep.
But they was telling you this whole time to trust the science. Job 15 and 5 and 6, it says, "For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I, yet thine own lips testify against thee." The devil keeps, snitching on himself.
I got something too.
1 minute, the representative of the CDC is coming out, with a study, and recommending certain things, and then Fauci comes out and he'll say something completely different, and then Jen Psaki, she comes out and say something different. This shit is all over the place.
Babylon,
Yeah, nothing but confusion. Straight up.
I got something.
He
has something. That's right.
This is Job 21 and 33. The clods of the valley shall be sweet unto him. Basically, the earth, because Isaac, when he blessed Esau, he was given the earth, the wood heaven, the sword, And every man shall draw after him. All right. So every man is, going in the philosophies of Esau.
Wandering after the beast.
Top.
Yeah, wandering after the beast. It says that he transgresseth by wine, therefore he's a proud man.
And there are innumerable before him. How then comfort ye me in vain, seeing in your answers there remaineth falsehood.
Hey,
He's a liar, man.
He can't help himself, man. With that Psalms 144 and 11, deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose right hand is the right hand of falsehood. You are forgers of lies, positions of no value. That's why people can't really believe you anymore.
And they don't.
And they not. So that's why the next phase, you might as well just come on down with it, because you already got the troops in place. You got the National Guard all over the country. They done took over hospitals.
Saying they're administering, they are tests and juice and all that stuff, but they have other duties that major duties that they're gonna eventually perform here.
Which is like everything you brothers talking about, particularly, we're saying about the whether it be Russia or Iran or any of those countries on a world war level, or the UN troops on American soil on this on a level over here. It's all chess. Everything's been put in position, man. Okay, and the position of the board looked like this man's about to go down. And here's the messed up part. All y'all that's gathered up around this man and that's holding him up, all you Jakes particularly, all you other nations as well, y'all about to go down with him.
Yeah.
Okay? Only ones that's gonna make it out of this is the ones that's gonna make it out of this through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah. All right.
I got a scripture for you. Is that everybody that's basically gathered with him, that's siding with him, they all gonna fall.
Yep.
This is Job 24. Hold on. Job 24:24 says, they are exalted for a little while. Talking about Esau, he's exalted right now. You know, was that Job 20?
Because anytime
the triumphing of the wicked is short, the joy of the hypocrites but for a moment.
Let me say this real quick, because everybody, especially Jake, you know, everybody that talks about world war, Jake don't believe that this man can lose. He don't believe that America has a chance to lose this thing.
They don't think America's vulnerable.
Right, yeah. Man, it's the most vulnerable country out there. That's not a third world. Everything else, every other country is stable with their economy stable, their military is stronger now. They're joined up with other countries that have strong economies and strong military, doing joint exercises, and they all in common hate this place.
The scriptures say unwalled villages.
Yep.
No protection.
They got nothing, no protection.
And their allies that's around them, southern or northern or southern, they don't have militaries to, you know.
It's all third world around this place.
Matter of fact, let me jump up and then I'm gonna read back down to the verse. Job 24:22, it says, he draweth also the mighty with his power. He riseth up, and no man is sure of life. Though it be given him to be in safety.
This motherfucker looks like he's Superman. You know what I mean? When you think about when you think about the most powerful man on the planet, that's why that Job 9:24 is so powerful. If this ain't the man, where and who is he?
Right.
If he ain't the ruler that everybody looks up to, then where and who is this man? So he looks like the valiant man that can't be taken down, but you got it.
Yep, it says, though it be given him to be in safety, whereupon he resteth, yet his eyes are upon their ways. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all others, and cut off at the tops of the ears of corn.
Here's the difference, man. If he took down his own people, why would he take down the wicked? The Heavenly Father's watching your ways, man. He's tired of your lies. He's tired of the way you've been handling his chosen people. You can touch the apple of his eye. He's tired of it, man. It's past just punishing his own children of Israel. Now it's to the point where you just destroying the earth and everybody on it, man. To the point that you got some of your scientists and billionaires finding an escape plan to go to another planet. Because this one's done. So you can go to that planet and destroy it and go to the next one. And, you know, the same
this man, he's the Lord gave him a boundary, a limit that he can't pass, of wickedness.
Yep.
You know, was that he that let him let?
That's the spirit. I was there. I was on there. Yep. I'm right there right now.
That's a perfect time to drop.
Second Thessalonians 2:5, it says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things?
Hold on. Don't act like y'all forgot. This man had you strung to a tree, whipping the shit out you, chaining you up, put you on ships, picking cotton, sun up, can't see. You know, you remembered this shit. You knew this. You knew it ever since you had to flee when he said he would murder you, and your mom overheard it. Talking about Rebecca overheard it. Yeah. You knew that this man was that way. Okay, ever since then, but all of a sudden now that you're so, because our people are vulnerable, right? So what are they going to try to hold on to this man? Because he looks strong. This man's going down. He's going to take you down with him. So don't forget that. You guys act like this man is just so good now. He's still the same wicked devil, just his tricks are being refreshed. Yeah,
it says, and now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time.
All the prophecies lining up toward him being destroyed. All the clues, all the history shows all the wickedness and evil that he's been doing. So you can now compile it in a 20-minute video and see this man's whole history because his dumb ass jotted it down.
Hey, like it tells you in Habakkuk that shameful spewing will be upon his glory. And you seeing, the past few years, all type of stuff coming out, critical race theory, them taking down all these monuments and statues that symbolizes their white supremacist racist history.
You
So
see
the
the
recent
reparations
one
talk.
was Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
They took that shit down.
You see a lot of things coming out, like you were saying, like this racist ass shit that Esau had done to us, where you hear the people that's telling telling the stories of these events. You're finding these mass graves, you know, all over. You know, it's just so much stuff is coming out. This is being the time of information where
Receipts is coming out.
Jake, there's no excuse for Jake not to take heed to this knowledge and remain this knowledge, but just the knowledge of
What
this
this
man has done to it.
Let me say this, and what you said, it's like
You got
but it was different when it was just us complaining. Now the rest of the world is starting to complain also about what you've been doing to us and what you starting to do to them.
Yeah, but Esau think he's slick. I'm gonna take down my racist,
So
history, so the next generation
exactly
is not gonna, take
I
all
ain't
slavery
teaching
out
in
the
schools no more.
educational, the books, in the schools,
Yeah.
so they won't remember the next generation, the generations after that.
It's all psychological warfare. They want to erase that history from the children because they're already raising them and grooming them up.
Yeah.
In these schools, in the school system is about basically training them up to be partakers of this new world that they're creating.
Institutionalized.
To be institutionalized and be basically slaves, man. We're just walking around, with just empty with VR headsets on, attached to devices, everything digital. You connected to the Internet of Things and all this shit, man. Don't even think about the history of this place.
Right. I see something that look like a Jake. I couldn't tell. This is all you see. This one had a drive down the street like this. Oh, you see the light going off his face.
Whoa,
driving,
you
bro.
a Tesla?
No.
Damn.
No.
At least
He was
Tesla drives itself.
He was an ultimate.
That nigga, look at his phone driving.
Bro,
Yes,
hand down.
Yeah, he's training this generation, man. Because we know the scriptures say he that teach of his son grieveth the enemy.
Yep.
They want to hide the real, true information from them, so that they don't, seeds are implanted in them to grow up and resist this wicked place, man.
That's the same reason why they call this generation that's growing up now the smartest generation.
Yeah.
What? They're the easiest to manipulate.
Yep.
Yep. As verse 7, it says, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way."
There wasn't a way to unless you went to that land where it was documented at to know the history of everything that happened in these lands. But now with the Internet of Things out there, a Google search will link you. And look, they even got the translate button that you can take Arabic and translate it to English. You can take Spanish, translate it to English, whatever Farsi, whatever languages, translate it and look Hebrew, right? And look directly at the events that they jotted down in those areas of the world.
Yeah. And us speaking about this information increasing, that's prophecy also. Because I want to read in Daniel 12 that knowledge, or the true knowledge of our heritage and where we come from, our history, it will be manifest. It will be made known to the world, and basically mainly to our people in these last days. That's prophecy jumping off the page.
And that we would the children, when it said that they were when they were said they were not my people, you shall be called the children of the Most High. That's prophecy.
Used to be, right?
Yeah.
It says, "And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming."
We're consuming you. Hey, and the coldest part is we're just consuming you with the truth.
Yeah.
I saw a meme the other day and said, nobody hates the truth but those that tell lies, or something to that effect. So this man being a heavy liar like that, he hates the truth. He's the only one that don't like the truth. Like you said, we've been telling you the truth about this jab the whole time, but now what? Now they saying it, and like the people don't even care. They're so deep in it, it's too late.
Yeah.
They got the numbers that they want to take it already. Now they out there super spreading, passing this shit around now.
Yeah, the Esau accomplished basically what he wanted to do with this whole pandemic thing.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was create a major division, because as long as there's division, that means you're gonna always have those that are fully in with the the image of the beast, which means what? They're going to bow down at any and every point.
And the fact his pockets will.
Oh, you
Well,
And-
now you got to go too.
He said it's a divide. They're gonna have the juice blaming the unjuiced and vice versa.
And the other Jews,
Yeah, and they'll say, we need to stop this because of these people that are not juiced.
And even as the destruction continues to get worse and come down harder, they're gonna have to point the finger at somebody. He ain't gonna take the blame for it himself. So he's gonna point the finger at somebody. And everybody that's been enchanted by this shit is gonna believe.
Yeah.
Believe one more lie. Just continue believing this nigga's lies. You like, bro.
Yeah.
You had a precept right quick, right?
Yeah.
But you gotta go back to Job, I think you did, wasn't you?
No, I was in Thessalonians.
Thessalonians.
No, you were somewhere right before Thessalonians.
Yeah.
Read Job 24.
Yeah.
I'll read this and then you can get your free. Verse 9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
He's talking about Esau, man.
Yeah.
Esau's the physical counterpart of spiritual demon Satan, man.
Yeah.
Look what he's doing, man. Look at the earth, man. It's totally adversary.
This is what Satan would do.
Man.
This is what Satan would do with the world.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even get Jake to talk about the conversation of religion of God.
Yeah. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
And we got hit. The beautiful thing, it hurt too, was the Most High hit us real hard to wake us the hell up. And it was the most beautiful awakening, as rough as it was, to look now to see what it's like to be awoke, to look at how asleep these people, and how obvious it is that these people are still so asleep.
It goes back to the Ezekiel 37. He stood upon their feet as an exceeding great army.
Yep.
And because it, like you said, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
The fact that we understand in this position that we're in after our disobedience.
And it says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
Yeah, because why was Jake so quick to believe a lie? Because it sounds like what they want to hear to get their own personal self-willed agendas together. To make it, I'm about to make it pop this time. I got my own record label now. I got the new freestyle demons on me. I'm about to blow up. You about to blow up, all right. Because what is Jake really putting out there? I see the YouTube short or whatever. It had the class of double XL class of 2016. It was like half the niggas dead, like 3 or 4 of them. Like 3 or 4 of them dead, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I had 3 or 4 of them dead. One is on the list.
Young dog.
All of them dead, bro. I think Pop Smoke was, I don't forget who was on it, but anyway, the point was, everything they was talking about is about something, the delusion, mirth, or murder. That's it. None of that is what's going on the earth. Like, that's not what's popping for us on the earth right now. Putting out this murder music that Jake loved to vibe to so much, man, that ain't where it's at, man. Because you got each other going after you, and you got this devil, and he's the one that masterminded this shit behind you. So how you gonna profit in that? What good is all the money that these rappers was making when they dying every other day? Where's that money going? Back to the label, right? So why would you try to benefit in that? And Murph is just delusional, man. You believe this dumbass lie. This dude, he sort of fed you a lie, and neither one of them the truth. You think just because there's 2 choices that one of them got to be the truth, one is a lie. They both lies.
Real quick, Isaiah 20:28 and verse 15, it says, because you have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. But we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
Going back to the garden.
Yeah.
Going back to the garden, fruit of lies, man.
Yep.
Jake delighted in that, man.
Yeah.
Listen to the serpent.
Yeah.
But hey, ultimately that was all set up anyway.
Yeah. But even now, like, It just pisses you off when you see Jake thinking that they know some shit. You don't know nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I bought the bag, I got the phone, I got.
God, I was thinking about that. This brother sent that video about the nuclear that plane that was circling around with the battleship, and I'm looking at the video and I'm looking at Jake at work. Like if some shit popped off right now, Jake would have no idea.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't know
what's going on, why it's happening. Jake is completely lost right now.
They don't listen to whatever the government says.
They
Yeah,
not
turn the radio on.
like if a
radio.
a nuke or a attack happened, like your brother said, Jake will listen to what mass media says.
Yep.
It's gonna lead. That's them. My people are led to flock to the slaughter.
That's it.
That's gonna happen.
Retreat to your nearest Walmart, to your nearest,
Walmart checkpoint.
Yeah, they gonna go right there. What will you come here for? Now come on in.
Yeah, you too.
And that's why the scriptures stress the importance of having prophets. Because it tells you when there is no vision, the people perish. Jake would be just lost in the dark if we wasn't out there, man. If the Lord didn't set up send his servants, the prophets, to come out there and give the forewarning, Jake would just be, chasing a freaking tail, man. Don't know what the hell is going on. You see? And now you got that little that fake ass woke spirit that Jake is on.
Yeah.
They go on TikTok and these different platforms and they try to post little, this is what's happening with this. This is 5G. They talk about all the,
all the little crumbs.
All the little,
don't see the big ass.
They don't see it. Yeah.
They want to break all this down, and sometimes, like you say, it may be knowledgeable, but then what?
Yeah, they got no answers.
No
you see it, but you got no answers to it.
Yeah, you're still in that same cycle doing the same shit. They have no, because this is the instruction. This is gonna
Stop doing wickedness.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then start doing this. Read and pray, fast. They tell you, we have instructions of answers what to do.
That's right. Yeah.
Once we see all of this happening, right? But what do? Jake roll the blunt, talking about this 5G gonna make people zombies, nigga. Pass that light, just same dumb shit. Got no real answers to the future.
Oh, you see, you got something?
There you go.
I got something real quick. Isaiah 30:20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thy eyes shall see thy teachers.
And it's important that you are able to see. A lot of these people don't even understand how important having the prophets out there are. We're trying to stress it to you because we're out there literally to answer questions for you, to give you direction. Because when the shit hit, like you said, if the shit hit right now, you was like at work, how people would be.
Yeah.
We know what to do when shit hit the fan. When shit hit the fan, they gonna all tune into somebody's cell phone or TV or something.
Yeah.
They gonna go do all the same thing and get caught up.
Everybody gonna be following the same.
Going right down to Broadway.
What's that shit called? You know how to get the alerting phone.
Yeah,
feed,
exactly. Yeah.
You know.
They're gonna go right to the emergency alert, the emergency broadcast system. They're gonna tell you to report to your nearest concentration camp, man. Bottom line.
I didn't finish this.
You know what else is gonna happen?
FEMA camp.
There's gonna be you ain't gonna see none of the prophets out there.
Yep.
You're just gonna be left in the dark. It's gonna be a famine of the word. You ain't gonna be able to get no answers. You're gonna be afraid. All right. And what you gonna do then? The Lord gave you time.
Yep.
He gave you plenty of time, man. He showed long suffering to you. He showed mercy to you niggas. But what did you niggas do? You played around. You may have came across this and you found it entertaining, but you didn't take it serious.
Because you wouldn't move with fear when you heard the word.
Exactly.
I got a quick preview of what you said. Amos 5:13. Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time.
Yep. Yeah, those that are being prudent about what's going on and understanding how to move ain't gonna be trying to share that season. I ain't about to let the season, I forgot, it might have been season 2 of Walking Dead. It came from, hey, we gotta meet up with people that can help us fight these zombies, into We don't want to meet up with anybody else. It got to a point in that show showing you the human mentality, so to speak, the woman mentality, that every man, it wasn't about the zombies no more. It was about the real people that wasn't zombies and how they were turning on each other.
Control.
Trying to take it for control. How they were
Control,
going head to
resources.
head.
Yeah.
That's what it became all about. Well, we're not gonna be trying to share the things of the wisdom and the knowledge and understanding, that we have. Like a prepper ain't gonna want to share his stash with you, man.
Or secret
Yeah,
spots and all that
secret
shit.
bunkers and nothing. They ain't gonna share none of that with you, man.
For instance, you compare it to the prophets and to a prepper.
Right.
When she hit the fan, the prophet's not going to be able to tell you, oh, do this, this, and this. Just like when she hit the fan, a prepper's not going to tell you, this is how you hunt, this is how you store this. They're going to be, worried about, yeah.
That's why it's important to have this wisdom now while it's here. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, that's gonna be part of our stability.
Yep.
You're gonna need it. You see? And when shit really is the fan, this is when Jake is gonna try to, like the scriptures say, they're gonna try to seek me early in the day of their affliction. Why are you seeking them now? Why you wait till it got real to all of a sudden, seek the Heavenly Father? But Jay like, no, let me party and get money first, because we're not sure yet. We don't know how long we got. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know. I seen one dude. I don't know if he was scoffing or not, but he was on the comment board and he was saying, if this thing don't pop this year, then can I proceed with my career?
I think I agree.
He said this shit on the comment board. That shows you what mentality Jake is in. Well, just in case, if nothing happens, then can I,
Can I resume?
What the hell?
Life of slavery? Yeah.
That's pretty much.
Go back into the world.
Can't be in that spirit. Because hey, the Lord said that there's going to come upon you as a thief. You don't know when this can pop off, man. I don't see how the hell you could think that there's still a future when you got the talk of a possible nuclear breakout happening, man. They're moving nukes around.
Right.
They're practicing in their drills, test firing shit, man.
How many people in California? 30 million?
Yeah.
A nuke can wipe out 30 million.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
They'll wipe out the whole Cali and probably even some of the states around them.
That's what the brother said. They're moving these weapons, these what they scripture call them, arrows, around, right under your nose. And Jake is just like,
hey, anything hit California anywhere,
don't
set a quake that's gonna set off a volcano that's gonna knock that whole coastline. And that from the San Andreas Fault. The coldest thing about that fault line and where it's at, you hit anything with that, all that shit is gone. And all the people in the whole West Coast is on the western side of that fault line.
some places in Cali,
all the most populated people.
Some places in Cali, they move nukes
underneath
under the street. People don't even know. Right. It's just like.
What's that video you sent? They're like the U.S. Air Force deployed those airplanes that carry those nukes that are able to strike anywhere in the world.
Yep.
Why they're flying around armed, right?
Yeah.
You don't know how close we are, man.
It had control of all the nukes and the silos.
Take control of the nuclear systems of America.
How do you think these countries trying to figure out how to pull off a cyber attack on this place, so they can delay the nukes over here in the defense systems, so they can get their shot off, man?
Yeah.
That's what it really boiled out to. Trying to get that lick in
before
they could get theirs.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The battleship.
I read an article too. I believe it was either about Russia and China, and they said, the U.S. has the nuclear capabilities to wipe us out 7 times.
Yeah.
But we have the nuclear capability to wipe them out at least once.
At least once.
Yeah. And that's all you need.
That's all you need. You just gotta get that off first.
Yeah, that's why it's most of the time when you hear the scriptures talk about the day of the Lord, it always mentions how it's gonna melt with fervent heat. It's gonna burn as an oven.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fiery day because them nukes are gonna be getting let off, man.
Yeah.
You know how much heat it emits
Yeah.
once it's detonated, man.
What is that? That wave of energy
Yeah,
that's released.
yeah,
Along with the heat.
yeah.
You know.
That wave of energy can blow your skin off.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, no.
Heck yeah.
200,000.
And then the fire comes.
They
They're not making these movies for nothing. Too.
What's that in Joel 3? I think it's 2. Joel the 2nd chapter. Get that real quick.
Joel 2.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Toward the top, right?
Yeah.
This is coming, man. We gotta warn them about this, man. And especially if you take the charagma, which that's next in line, this is gonna be your fate right here, man. Yeah, go to Joel 2. Somebody can also get that Zechariah.
14. Yeah.
Joel 2:1, it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
That's what the prophets are doing. We're blowing the trumpet, letting you know that danger is approaching. Imminent danger. It's not like maybe danger. It might. No, imminent, meaning it's going to happen. Okay?
There's no way out.
No way out, man. This is the only way out. So as we're warning you that it's coming, we're also warning you that this is the only path to get out of this thing, man. Through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel.
It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Go ahead.
It says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Yeah.
As the morning,
Bad day, man. Go ahead.
as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There had not been ever the like.
It's never gonna. That's any day ever on the earth. Not the Noah flood, not the Sodom and Gomorrah, brimstone, fire, rain, fire. None of that is gonna compare to the day we're coming into. How are you gonna escape that? And when I heard the prophecies by the apostles, I teared up. Literally, when I first woke up, I teared up, man. Like, what the hell am I gonna do? I'm nowhere close. At that time, now through the spirit, I feel more confident, but none of this is guaranteed. We gotta still keep going to the soul.
Says, neither shall be any more after it.
Salat, what did it? Salat. I want you to read that part again. What did it say in First Peter? It said, "For the righteous shall scarcely be saved." So where should the ungodly and the sinner appear? For you that don't give a damn, like whatever, man, get money. Where y'all gonna show up at? What's gonna happen to y'all? When you eating, what's gonna happen? You got it, bro.
It says, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devour it before them.
Now you said fire is always in the topic. Right there, the Lord. Go ahead.
And behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
Use your imagination. Everything is,
birds,
it's palm trees,
Business as
flowers,
planes flying by, birds flying,
kids playing and shit.
you know what I'm saying?
Like that Terminator.
It's just life.
Yeah, that Terminator scene was
That was perfect imagery.
Yeah, it was literally
Judgment Day. That's why it's called Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Everything was just going smooth, like it says in the Gospels. They was eating and drinking and giving in marriage. And then appeared the sign of the Son of Man. And this is describing that very exact same day. When Yahweh Shai Mashiach shows back up, man. This is talking about the exact same day. That's why it says in Amos, woe to you that desire the day of the Lord, man. To what good is it in it for you?
Yeah, the day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Not light. Come on,
No
man.
light in it.
Yeah, it's dark, very dark, and no light in it.
Yep.
Thessalonians said it.
Go ahead.
It says, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
So it went from a paradise, a civilization like Sodom and Gomorrah was. A lot of people don't even know you know, they have to use their imagination, and based off of what history says, what, you know, what Sodom and Gomorrah and those neighboring cities, you know, what they used to look like, you know, what dwelt there, you know, how was it ran? You know, it was business as usual. People going about their day, doing what the hell they wanted to do, and it tells you that even in Ezekiel, the 16th chapter, it talks about the sins of Sodom, that they was filled with bread.
Yep.
They was proud as hell.
They didn't regard the poor.
They didn't regard the poor. They was in decadence, and we already know what their main sin was.
Right.
It was burning their lust, man. Doing all type of sexual perversion, mainly homosexuality. Same thing going on today. Go ahead.
Says, and behind him a desolate wilderness, and nothing shall escape them.
So when the missile says it's a desolate wilderness,
Verse 4, it says,
basically, I'm gonna leave nothing remaining.
Hey, God.
It's just gonna be all of America is gonna look like an ashtray.
yes.
You know.
like Tonga and shit.
Yeah. After that volcano eruption.
Before and after photo.
Oh man, devastating.
Bro, they showed the full island like a day or two before, and then like a day after that second explosion.
Oh yeah.
The island was split and all this other stuff, bro. Done.
Yep.
Done.
Verse 4, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen.
Now it's going into what's going to make this place like that.
God, it says the appearance is horses, which represent power. You know?
And they're all like a stampede, all lined up, going for one direction, aiming for right this place.
Yeah, this is a precept to understand Revelation 9.
That's
right.
spirit. That's what I was
Brothers vote.
It's how you know what Revelation 9 is going into.
And the fact it's in the book of Revelations shows you that this is the end time also, that this is prophecy speaking of.
Says the
Hey, this is a perfect time to go into the prophecies of the missiles. Because look what's leading up to this final woe. That conflict in the Middle East, that's what it's going to trickle down to. It's going to turn nuclear, man. And they know that. The elites know that. That's why they've been preparing. That's why they're trying to go underground. They already know what to expect, man. And they know the Bible prophecy is real. They moving exactly according to how prophecy said it was, man. You're gonna try to hide under the rocks. They try to hide from the Lord in the nuclear destruction. You know, men are gonna be afraid. Men's hearts failing them. It's y'all know this is true, man.
It's just what another meme said. Damn.
If somebody can, while we still in Joel 2, give me Jeremiah 50, and start like around 43.
This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 43. It says, the king of Babylon had heard the report of them.
Actually, start at 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 50 and 40, it says, as God went through Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein.
It's just gonna be number wild beasts.
Well, the verse above that basically says it.
Yeah.
Wild beasts. I'll read it real quick. Therefore, the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the owl shall dwell there, and it shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
And did that ever happen with ancient Babylon?
Nope.
That never happened. There's no history to substantiate that there was a period of time where ancient Babylon was never inhabited. No, what happened once the ancient Babylon or the Neo-Babylonians fell? The Persians took over that. That became Medo-Persian jurisdiction. So it clearly is not talking about ancient Babylon.
Yeah.
It's talking about this place.
That's modern day what? Iran?
Iraq.
So
When we go to Jeremiah the 50th and 25th verse, it talks about the Lord opening that armory for the weapons of his indignation, which we understand is his righteous anger.
Which the scientists put together.
Yeah, the armory
from Isaiah 54.
Basically the missiles.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the weapons of the Lord's indignation.
Right.
All right, he put the spirit on them to make these devices so that they can fulfill what he wanted, which is to basically wipe this place out and basically Esau go down, because that's how his world is going to end. It's going to end in thermonuclear annihilation, man.
Right.
Okay. So
Jake don't have a chance, man.
no,
Just to remind you, Jake don't have a chance to escape this without this truth. You got nothing to get you out of this, man.
Good.
You don't got it.
Verse 41, it says, "Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth."
And who was that people that shall come from the north? They're in the news right now.
Yeah.
You know, getting raised up, being brought back to that
territory back. Yeah.
They're getting back to that USSR, former state, man.
They changing from a koala bear back to a polar bear, man.
They were in hibernation, throughout all these decades. They kind of had to lay low key, had to
they've been
revamp.
Well, they've been building a military ever since World War II. Yeah, all these conflicts that it's been being built up to this moment that we're coming to. All these nations. Look at North Korea. Like the scripture says, and the weak shall say I'm strong. Because all these nations that have nuclear capabilities, they didn't. It was a time where they didn't have them. It was a time where some of these countries were damn near on the brink of being third world countries.
Yeah, that was Russia.
Yeah.
Once it broke up in 91.
91, yeah.
Verse 42, "They shall hold the bow and the lance.
Weapons of war.
They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses. Everyone put in array like a man to the battle."
They shall ride upon horses. So is that saying that there's going to be men that's going to be on literal horses and they're going to be, galloping over to Babylon? No, man. It's talking about they're going to be shooting missiles. The horse is just a metaphor for the power, the horsepower, man, of the missiles that's going to be shot over here.
If you ever been around like a stampede of horses and how it thunders,
it makes loud noise.
Yeah. So they're using simul tubes to give you a comparison of what the vision that the prophet saw.
Yeah.
It says,
and what it says, everyone put in array. What did it say up when you jump up in this same chapter? It says, all you round about. What did it say? Shoot arrows upon them, man. All you that are round about.
Yeah.
Spare no arrows.
Yeah.
He also said in the Habakkuk, was Joel 3, where he said, you're going to gather everybody round about in that area anyway.
Yeah.
So they all going to gather in that area for the conflict, but they going to lay this place flat over here, though.
Yeah.
They're going to lob all their armory over there.
They putting everything in position.
That's right.
All right. Let me deploy this missile system over here. Let me put this missile over there. Let's build more uranium so we can produce this missile over here. That's the reason why they tried to take Kazakhstan. Because Kazakhstan is the number one producer of uranium in the world. And that's right there, right in next door to Russia.
That's Russia.
Yeah, so they're trying to be, and that's what south of Russia. Ukraine is on their west. West, so they're trying to. Russia understands what they're trying to do. They're trying to surround Russia with their
ultimate chess.
Yeah, with their missiles, All that shit. Yeah.
And they well, mainly, if you understand how these missiles actually work, they can't shoot around the world, so they have to be in range.
Yeah.
They don't have unlimited range. There's only a certain amount of range that they can shoot. So making your area bigger with Kazakhstan and Ukraine and Crimea and places like that is only making thousands of miles, hundreds of thousands of miles further away to keep them out of the main Moscow, so to speak, out of range.
The other thing, while United States, UN, NATO, you could say they're kind of trying to close in on Russia. What do you think Russia's doing? They're broadening their horizons also by who mentioned it earlier about moving nukes down to Venezuela, Cuba, and they literally have submarines right off the Atlantic coast. Yeah. Pacific coast also. So they're not just sitting ducks like they want that, like the American media wants you to think.
And nobody's putting the piece together with China. Because where is China? It's on the same continent as Russia.
Yeah.
They got their back over the Pacific. It's like, to get us, they got to get you first.
Yeah.
So don't let nobody into that South Pacific, that Pacific over there. And we won't let nobody come across this Atlantic. And what they gonna do? They ain't in range.
There was just an encounter recently too over the South China Sea.
Yep.
And they saying, hey, if y'all think y'all gonna try to come over here and annex Taiwan, you got a problem on your hands.
That's what China said.
That's what China said.
That's why I feel like I don't think that was a natural volcanic eruption. It didn't look natural.
That looked like a nuke one.
That looked like a nuke went off, bro.
But underground nuke.
Yeah, like underwater or something would hit. And then there was a guy, I seen a video where they showed the split second missile or something linear was there right before it. You seen that, right?
No, I didn't see it.
But they said it was
a
little white something right there, right before, like seconds before it detonated.
Yeah.
It detonated before it erupted. I got something.
It's like we're talking about, Russia and China, but Revelation 17 chapter, the allies of Great Babylon, America, they're gonna shoot their missiles on America as well, man. France, they got nukes. Great Britain, they got nukes. Who else got nukes in the? I don't know.
You said Germany. You said France.
Germany. Those nations allied with America that makes up the European Union, NATO. They're gonna shoot missiles on America too. So America's gonna do something to piss off everybody.
And Germany, it said Germany blocks NATO ally from transferring weapons to Ukraine. I wonder why they made that move. See? So yeah, man.
Y'all need to be over there. What's y'all going over there? A lot of these NATO and EU countries, they know if they let America or American allies over in that area, the shit gonna get set off.
Yeah.
And
they don't want to have to jump in.
It seems like the European Union, those countries, NATO, they kind of avoiding war.
Because they're in range.
That's why.
They're in range. Yeah, I gotta take that hit first. You way across the ocean.
That's why they was in favor of that. Was that the JP COA or something like that? But it was a deal agreeing with basically not creating missiles that go a certain range, because they're in range over there, along with Israel. Anything you do can get them fucked up over there. So they gotta tread lightly and be, try to be diplomatic and have these little negotiations and treaties and shit. But we already know that's only gonna go so far. It says that in Jeremiah that the least of the flocks are gonna draw them out. You see?
Can I read that acronym you read right now?
Yeah.
It's the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action.
Yep.
The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, known commonly as the Iran Nuclear Deal or Iran Deal, is an agreement on the Iranian nuclear program reached in Vienna on 14th of July 2015.
Yeah, that was when Obama was still in.
Yep. Between Iran and the P5+1 together with the European Union.
Yeah, see, the EU, they was on board with that.
Yep.
But Trump ass was like, nope,
Okay,
we ain't honoring that shit.
If it ain't, if it's,
Y'all ain't
doesn't,
paying enough.
what do you say? If it doesn't benefit us, or it's not in our best interest, we use ours. Yeah,
He said it though. He's like, why are we paying the most
Come
to be in a deal with y'all?
yeah.
Mhm.
But we ain't getting fucked up like that. We can't really get fucked up. Y'all can.
Y'all might have to pay more for
Y'all
our
have to pay
protection.
more for our
Basically.
protection.
And that's when you start to see the relations is
Yeah,
souring
sour.
between the US
Yeah.
and the EU,
And
man.
another thing, he started throwing tariffs
Yep.
on the EU nations too.
Yep.
Yep.
For dealing with them other
Mhm.
countries over.
That probably should be a stout.
Because these,
More stout than
because
fellas.
but what did he want? He wanted like, why are you dealing with them? Because they got a better. I'm protecting you. I'm putting all this money into this. You're supposed to be dealing with me.
Mhm.
And so I'm gonna penalize you for dealing with them.
Yeah, but this is all being purposed by the Heavenly Father. You know, he wants it to go that way because he's just setting all these nations up. They got to go to war. All right, he said it says that in Isaiah 13 that the Lord mustereth the host of the battle. So he's basically gathering them for this purpose. All right, and pretty much the end game is your world's going to end, and the word of Jacob is going to begin.
Because there's another army
Mm-hmm.
that's going to join the battle.
Yeah.
There's a ground army, which we're doing that now, but then there's an air force that's going to show up.
Space
Yeah.
Force.
The Space Force that's going to show up.
A heavenly
Yeah.
space force.
That's right.
Yeah. So let's go back, read verse 43, and then go back to Joel 2.
It says, back in Jeremiah 50 and verse 43, the king of Babylon had heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble.
Shook. You know, it's like that they shook when they see them when they have them encounters with the chariots. You know they be shooken up, man. They be trying to shoot missiles at it, and they'll see that the missile absorbs and
Just,
you know, yeah,
and then don't blow.
yeah. So like Biden ass, I would love to see his reaction when it really like pops off, man.
And you can tell Esau's frustrated because that's in their mind that's the best shit. You know, some of those shit they be shit in the chairs like damn, why is it not blowing up, or why is it not doing
It's toying with their jets.
Yeah, we're so pissed. Like, man, we gotta go back to the drawing board.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like, and you know that they're gonna be terrified because they're gonna show up unannounced.
Yeah,
they're just gonna appear.
Where y'all come from?
And they're used to seeing them way out there, but this day it's gonna be millions of them.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's not. And the thing you said, they can materialize wherever. So it's not like they can see them coming in.
Yeah.
They can just, like you said,
they're gonna just show up.
They can just show up.
Yeah, they don't appear on your radars.
Unless they want them to. Unless you have them shine them. Want to, like, okay, you will pop up.
Just imagine the level of fear on that day, because you got the bells or the trumpets going off. You got the alarm system going off everywhere. You hearing that missiles coming from Russia, from China, from Iran, from North Korea, from this place, from that place, from Germany, from France, all coming this way. And
and
all of a sudden the sky darkens, and then the Lord and the angels show up. Yo.
Is this an alien invasion doing a nuclear strike?
and then Leviathan pops out of nowhere. All that happening on one day. That's the reason why it says there's gonna be no other day like it, man. Just imagine that shit.
An action-packed movie now.
Yeah.
All that action in 1 hour.
Climax of existence.
The spirit of the Lord's going to have to really be on you, man. Like, you have to be of the elect to not be touched by it and to not completely drop dead from fear, man.
We're going to be like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then we're going to look around everybody else and be stuck.
Yeah.
Like, trying to figure out where you going to go.
Like those people we watch those highlights of not highlights, but those movies that the tidalwaves and shit.
Yeah.
People sitting there watching it.
They stuck.
They stuck. Instead of trying to run
my headlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are going to drop dead from heart attacks.
It say fight, flight, or freeze. Most people go freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we said men's heart spelling. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
And read that and then go back to Joel.
It says, the king of Babylon had heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him in pains as of a woman in travail.
And
Misery, man.
You ever seen a woman having a baby at that heaviest, when she go into labor, all whatever you was thinking is over. Or she was, I'm about to run downstairs to grab. No, ain't none of that. Whatever she was going to do, all that ends with excruciating pain. Take me to the hospital now. All I can hope for is a break in the contractions.
Yeah.
And what happens when labor goes? The contractions get closer and closer.
Yep.
To where it's just like one continual contraction. That's the day of the Lord. Right?
Yeah, we had to part. The water broke.
Yeah, the water broke
Water
at
broke.
this point.
At this point.
Mhm.
Back to Joel 2, and I left off on
I think you had
verse
5, man.
5, right?
Yeah, you read 4.
Verse 5, it says, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array.
Mm-hmm.
Before
Pretty
their
much like what we just read in Jeremiah 50. Joel 2 and Jeremiah 50, they're describing the same event. All right, go ahead.
It says, before their face the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness.
Yep, like the king of Babylon. We just read that. All right, meaning these people, they're going to be in such a anguish, state.
Like the whole countenance.
Like their whole countenance, people going to be in such anguish, man.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
it said, Wisdom of Solomon 5, where it says they were grieved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
What does it say? Oh, you look like you just saw a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Said, man, the hearts only fell into fear.
Yep.
They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks.
Meaning what? The missiles, they're going to be in formation. The Lord's going to make sure that these missiles get over here in accuracy.
And this,
They're going to have clear accuracy, man.
Yeah, they're not
The
gonna-
Lord's going to basically steer and control the missile.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And like in the military, you have a formation of troops when they're trying to get to a destination, and they're very strategic. They have a strategy. For the missiles are going to be strategic, because whatever anti-defense systems that America got, the Lord's going to make sure that shit doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's not going to prevent what the Lord already intended, man.
what's crazy is they say that those hypersonic missiles that Russia got, ain't no missiles defense system that can stop.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the brother was going into it, the spirit of the Lord is going to be on those missiles. So, missile defense system or not, they're going to hit their target.
Yep. Was that 2 Ezra 16? Where it says, they will begin to be shot into the ends of the world,
Yeah.
and they shall not miss.
10.
2 Ezra 16 and like 13 or something like that.
Who can turn away the plagues from the Lord?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
And this segment is 16 and I started 8. So it's not 7. It says, may one turn again the arrow that is sharp of a strong archer. The mighty Lord Yahweh sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
Mhm.
For a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid?
This devil can't even stop wildfires.
Yeah, right.
You got a fire in California right now, and it's smack dead in the middle of winter. How you have a problem with putting out a fire in the winter? Come on, man.
And all the technology and resources Esau got,
Yeah.
they can't put out a damn wildfire.
This shit come every year.
Yeah.
And they haven't come up with no type of defense to nothing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Shit.
Let's continue. Verse 10. It says, he shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence.
And that's you could read that in 2nd Ezra 13.
Yeah.
You know, he gonna turn y'all into bio sludge. You know, instant cremation. Go ahead.
The earth quaketh in the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled.
Ooh, tsunamis. Because you know the earth is gonna shake to and fro. Just like the cause of that, after that
Volcano.
that volcano went off in Tonga, what was happening on the west coast? Tsunami warning.
All the way to Alaska.
All the way up to Alaska, man.
Where was it that actually hit? Was it Peru? Where actually hit a tsunami actually went up on, and they had a good
San Pedro. I want to say, not San Pedro. It was like somewhere in California though, where it flooded like
San
parking lot.
Francisco.
Flooded like it was like somewhere in there, maybe near the Bay.
Area.
Probably
Yeah.
up, yeah, up north.
couple
Yeah.
spots.
I'm pretty sure.
South America.
Yeah, South America
Some
got hit
South
also
America,
too.
yeah.
I'm surprised there were no reports in Hawaii, since obviously Hawaii is kind of closer, but it more
Right in the middle
likely,
of the ocean.
it more than likely was, but they probably don't want to scare
Yeah.
people. They do that a lot with the media.
Just skip over shit.
Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. The earth quaketh in the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled. And the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Man. Talk about marksmanship.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, in the military, I know they have certain classifications
Yeah.
on, guys with certain
Expert.
accuracy. You got expert, you have the marksman, you have
Sniper level. I don't know the name.
yeah, because it's another one. But yeah, man. But the missiles coming from wherever, they're gonna have 100% accuracy.
Yep. It says in the Revelation they should not break their ranks.
Yeah, that's the brother was at.
Oh, that's what you read?
Yeah, going back to Joel.
Expert sharpshooter and marksman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sharpshooter, marksman. Yep. So go back to Joel.
Quick precepts.
Yeah, quick one.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 50 and 9.
Oh, there.
Sure.
Go ahead. No, you have.
For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall set themselves, the north country is talking about, the Russians.
Yeah.
And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man.
Expert level.
Expert.
None shall
It's gonna
return.
be an expert.
That was one of the right.
Yeah.
Expert was the
That's the
highest.
highest.
That's the highest shooter. So he could shoot a fucking fly off of an ear of a moose,
Flies wings.
Yeah.
Flies wings.
From the other side of the world.
Yeah, from the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot the arrow frog.
The Heavenly Father, he's setting it up, man. He's bringing out the artillery. He's making sure these nations, hey, get y'all shit together, man. Get these missiles popping. Get your whatever you need.
Yeah.
That Joel, what was that 3? Get ready for war, man, because the Lord is a man of war. Man, that's the spirit, man. The Lord he's a man of war, man. He's ready for this shit to turn up. All right, hurry up and get to this war so I can come and get in on this.
Yeah.
The Lord wants the ultimate smoke.
Yep.
Go ahead.
The arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
They're not gonna return in vain, meaning you can't draw it back. Once they hit them buttons, man, that's it.
I got a couple of them very quickly. One is Isaiah 9 and 5. It says, for every battle of a warrior is with a confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah, that was the old style warfare. You know, you had the swords,
axes and
javelins, and
Armor,
what
shields,
they said
bucklers.
earlier,
Chain armor.
the joust,
had the swords
Yeah.
clashing with each other, and
Yeah.
made that sound.
men screaming, shit like that. But now, that's it, man. No.
Yeah.
It said, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fires. I don't want to escape that, Jay. You don't escape that, man. And this one is Jeremiah 30. I'm gonna start up at 5. It says, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man do tread with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hand on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness."
Yeah, that's that. When you it looked like you just seen a ghost,
Life flash before your eyes.
and that color leave your face, 'cause that's how terrified you is. That's how it's gonna be on that day, man. It's gonna be great and terrible. That's why we're gonna have the stability. We know what's going on. We know what this is what to expect. We know that the sooner this happens, the sooner the kingdom is gonna be established, man.
We hasten the day.
We know it's gonna get.
Hey, last year was what? The hastening of the day of coming.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah.
We know it's gonna get bad, but through the Spirit, through our faith, we believe that we're gonna have refuge. And the Lord is gonna guide us through these times. Yeah, we know. Yeah, we live here in Babylon.
Yeah.
But we still want to be destroyed because we have faith that Lord willing, we're part of the elect that will be delivered.
Yeah, for example, chariots come, you're gonna be seeing people running from the chariots.
Yeah, we're gonna.
The elect gonna be running to the chariots,
They're
calling
gonna be
on
like this, bro.
calling on y'all about you outside, man.
God.
Yeah, I wish I know.
Read this last
Some brothers gonna be hyped, man. Call Lord Yahweh outside, man. Hey, man, it's gonna be tense, man.
everything you got.
It's gonna be tense, man.
And everybody gonna be looking at us like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with them? What are they saying?
They're calling down demons. What are they doing?
And then they're gonna see you going up.
Yeah.
You're gonna be going up. They're really gonna bug the hell up. They're gonna be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation.
You remember that Foot Locker commercial?
Oh, yeah.
They had Leviathan, they had UFOs with chariots, they had
Jake going up.
something else was going on. Fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
Pretty much
It's all on there, and Jake got beamed up.
Beamed up.
They pretty much showing the day of the Lord on that.
Yeah, that's what the commercial was basically about. Last verse 7, it says, "At last, for that day is great, so that none of Salakia. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it."
Hey,
So we know that people gonna make it, man.
that's
And
the
we're
elect.
doing the things that those that the scriptures say that will make it out would be doing.
Faith and works.
You go.
Not the law.
All right. Now let's be
Some of
clear.
you gonna be standing there wearing fringes during this moment, and you gonna get your shit zapped.
Your friend is
With
gonna,
All you gonna see is a
Sin-
garment.
Are you gonna see it just
singed
You up there with your
friends.
favorite garment on, waiting on the Lord, like
yeah?
Oh Lord,
You
come
gonna see
on.
tassels just falling to pieces and shit in mid-air and shit, man. Yeah, man. Because those are gonna be the men who the Lord is gonna be like, that depart from me, I never knew you. You that work iniquity.
now all you gonna see is a garment and what the gun niggas be having. Niggas AR or whatever just there, just a garment and an AR in a pile of dust.
Yeah, man. That's why that day is gonna be very terrible, man. And the things that are happening right this second is what's leading up to this, man.
So that shows you the doors of mercy are still open as
Yep.
slim as it's becoming. But watch what happens if they shut this internet off.
What do you?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, only soon, like this could happen any day now. They've already been doing these little blackouts, and Twitter is off this week,
So,
and today for 3 hours.
They've been doing this in these other countries that had uprising. They just recently did it in Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm.
They did it in, I think it's called Myanmar, when they had these coups, these uprisings. They shut off the internet.
Yep.
So the next big uprising, like we're talking about mass, like the whole nation. We ain't talking about no George Floyd protests. We're talking about Edomites out there protesting and motherfuckers got their guns. When that happens, they're shutting off the internet because Esau knows that's our communication. That's our main source of communication, you know. And when they shut off the internet, right along with the cell phone towers.
Mm-hmm.
So when they shut off the internet,
the things that are going to be happening are not going to be able to be broadcast throughout the world. You ain't going to go, let me go Facebook Live or Instagram Live and look, they shooting people dead in the street, because it ain't gonna matter. Because that shit is never going to be broadcast.
Didn't that just happen down in Haiti? They cut off everything, and they assassinated the president.
Yeah.
And then people, they had no communication, but they were saying like, hey, we ain't got no our phones, we ain't got no power. You know what I'm saying?
This is nothing but with no internet. This is nothing but a paperweight.
Yeah. No power.
No power. Yeah, no power. Yeah, either.
Yeah. It's worse with no power.
Yep.
They're gonna cut that off.
Yep.
Yep. Was there more?
That was it. What I had.
That was what you had. You left off like.
So
I can still read a little more.
Yeah.
It says, verse 8, it says, neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
They shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run upon the wall, they shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in.
What is the similitude that Joel has written here, man? He's showing you how you basically ransack a whole city and overthrow it. That's what these missiles
going to overthrow.
They're going to overthrow every element of the city.
That's right.
It's not going to be a basement that's safe. It's not going to be a fence that protects somebody. It's not going to be a mountain that you can go over that it ain't going to knock down.
Yeah, they're going to be hitting skyscrapers.
Yep.
Office buildings, courthouses, church buildings, them chapels, them big ass, them huge ass Catholic
big ass cathedrals.
This shit's gonna be getting jacked up.
You see that movie Backdraft? With
the
fire, like everything that's open, the fire is going to it, going through it.
Yeah, that's how it's going. That's how it's going to end, man. Go ahead.
It says, they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark.
Hey, wait. So you telling me, we know this, right? So you telling me it's going to be fire everywhere and an earthquake happening at once? And the chariot showing up,
and the sun
is blocked out, and Leviathan, and Godzilla showing up all at once. Yeah, the UFO invasion, the whole now. Yeah, everything, all that.
And when you go into like this, the sun and the moon and the stars, that's also a metaphor for their knowledge, their brightness. Their wisdom is going to fail them in that day. They ain't going to have no answers.
Yep.
They can't turn to.
Because they could equate wisdom to the morning star.
Yeah. So they ain't going to have any answers. They're witches. They ain't going. Basically, it's going to be like fuck. Like we can't even seek to nobody to prevent none of this. That's why they're going to have to hide, man. It's basically Satan then did his job. So now he's not gonna. He's not gonna.
He had nothing else to do.
You know what I'm saying? Most likely gonna withdraw him from you. Like, nah, all right, that's enough.
Satan gonna turn his back on you.
Yeah, Satan will turn his back on your ass, man.
Hey, that's fucked up, bro.
Hey,
Satan been dealing with Eve this whole time, his whole life.
He just turned his back on you at the last minute.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. let's finish this out, and then if y'all got anything else, you can wrap
Yeah, I
up
got
with it.
precept after that.
Yeah.
It says, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army.
Was that what Yahushua was quoting in Matthew 24?
What?
Sound like that. But Yahushua was quoting. I got it.
And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executed his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
Damn. Hey, it said that his camp. That's basically what his army, his troops. You know, now you got some dumb, wicked Israelites that say the camps is wicked.
Yeah.
Well, we're just the Lord's camp on ground. The angels who the Lord's coming with, that's the camp coming from the heavens. The Lord got camps everywhere.
Yeah.
You got an issue with camps? Well, that's gonna be the main. That's gonna be the main camp. That's gonna come down here and tear shit up.
That's another name for the churches, man. God damn.
Relax.
Come on, man. You go ahead.
Semantical shit.
It says, therefore also now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning.
All right. That's why knowing that we're coming into that time. This is where you should be really trying to seek him. While he's near, man, and to get nigh to the Heavenly Father, you got to show meekness, man, because he's dealing with the contrite heart, the humble man, the meek man, those that are of a contrite and broken spirit,
The poor.
coming back to repentance, man, understanding that you are worthy of death, and that if you don't wake up, you could be drawn to this judgment. So that's why it's very important, man. And Jake, in these last days, their pride is through the roof. So that's why a lot of them are going to be brought forth to this day of judgment, man. All right. So I don't know if y'all had any.
Yeah, I had Revelation 9.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna read it through quick.
Go ahead.
And the four angels were loosed. No, Revelation 9 and 15. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month.
He told them to hold back the four winds
Revelation 7.
to the elect be sealed down, letting them loose. Go ahead.
For an hour and a day and a month and a year for the slave third part of men. And that goes to Esau, Edom. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. So that's the angels, basically saying the number of the how many missiles was going to hit and destroy America, man. 200,000.
Simple Jake, I think it's 200 million horses.
Yeah, soldiers, troops.
Yeah, soldiers. Yeah.
And I believe I think it's like 16 to 20 warheads of one projectile missile warhead.
Mm-hmm. And it varies.
Yeah, it varies. Yeah. Verse 17, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as heads of lions, and out of their mouth issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and
The serpent tail can't hurt you. Their power's in the bite.
Yeah.
And that's how these missiles are. The warhead is in the front, and the fire that propels it is in the back.
Yep.
and had heads, and with them they do hurt.
Warheads.
Heads, yeah.
They do hurt.
Do hurt. I
So
like
their
that.
faces
That's like
shall
a
be
double,
pained.
like a double speak. They do hurt and they do hurt.
Yeah, kind of.
You know?
Yeah, man. So hey, we coming into that time, man. These prophecies is popping off the page. You see what Russia is doing over there. They sending all type of submarines and warships. America's doing the same thing. So hey, it's going to come to a head, man. But we know there's still a few things left before it gets to that ultimate point.
Yep.
the Karagma is on its way, man.
That's jumping off the page.
That's jumping off the page, man. You see with Elon Musk, he's already testing human brains with the chips.
It's they said they're near to complete with that process.
Yeah.
It just
It
was an
is.
article that came out yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Neuralink, the metaverse, robots and shit.
robots.
Hey, this is that time, man.
That
They're
time.
rolling it out.
They
When
got
that- when
RFID guns now. They're bringing
Oh
out.
yeah, fake
Con.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Elon Musk that said once everybody's, we're gonna need technologies to so advanced that we're gonna need machines to do the work that humans aren't gonna do, because they'll do all the laborious labor, right?
Mhm.
And then people will be left to do creative work. Where are they gonna do this creative work at? In the metaverse.
Right.
Why would you work on this world out here? That's where the machines are at. They want you in the matrix.
Mhm.
You know?
So you see what this devil's doing, man. He's coming with his left hand technology, his enchantments. All right, and he's setting up that beast system, man. You got the was it the Federal Reserve talking about they're entertaining the idea of bringing in the digital currencies,
They already got it.
which we already know that's their ultimate plan. They acting like well, we just talking about it. It's just it's in the air.
They
No,
already-
y'all, that's what y'all gonna do, man.
And they floated that idea with the whole stimulus
Yeah,
checks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, man.
because you ain't gonna be doing workouts, and plus what good is it to be paying you to work when they don't need you to work? You go plus whatever they give you is going right back to them anyway.
That's why they love giving these niggas money, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
stimulating the economy.
Stimulating. Anyway, we're gonna close out and the water to you brothers, that tuned in, the water for the precepts. Like we didn't get to, go to, read out y'all precepts. I saw y'all was lighting it up. But hey, we coming to that time, man. So hey, just keep watching, man, and get amps, man. Stay on fire for this, man. All right, this devil's getting ready to fall, and the Heavenly Father is getting ready to make serious moves, man. All right. So hey, with that, we're gonna close. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, that much to the elder apostles who were well, great millstone, peace and salutation to the elect. We'll say shalom.
Shalom.
There was an earthquake in Japan.
Yeah.
Recently.